feeling is that? The return of inflation, oh my God, it will be in the 70s once more. I see these stories all over Twitter, so I know I hear them from you folks. Although there are many details that people are not really paying much attention to, inflation may be back on the increase. In actuality, there are numerous factors that will in the long run control inflation while simultaneously significantly expanding the available monetary supply and market liquidity, which only leads to one wonderful outcome. And that's what we're going to speak about in today's video, because it will spell amazing things for cryptocurrencies in general and XRP in particular, and Raoul will deliver it to us in a straightforward manner that we need to hear. So press the like button and listen to his thoughts. From where are you obtaining this? I don't get it. You're hearing things from some random, unprofessional macro men who have never managed a portfolio. You think, he said it, we're all going to lose money because inflation is coming back. I understand, everybody's net worth is involved in this whole fucking transaction. We hope it succeeds. Just concentrate, please, please. Thus, salaries and wage tracker growth are declining. Therefore, depending on whether AI completely disrupts it, we won't see salary increases for some time, if at all. It's causing me concern. Oh, the cost of homes. Well, with a 17-month lead, property prices are a huge drag. As a result, housing prices, which make up the majority of the CPI, will decline. It won't rise if shelter accounts for the majority of the core CPI. Guess what happens when rates drop? When owner-equivalent rentals decline, the CPI declines as well. Take a look at the 3-quarter lead Cleveland New Tenant Rent Index. It's throwing up. It is now less than 0. My friends, there isn't any inflation. Let's remove the shelter and examine everything that is less protected. The lagging one, shelters, 1.9%. Guys, I mean really? Julian and I have been using the Mount Fuji charts of truth for a very long time. For example, we compare this inflation episode to all of the other significant inflation episodes, and guess what? The rate of inflation is declining. Therefore, cyclical inflation will occur later. Nothing is structural. We will not return to the 1970s. All of that is not going to occur. All of it is literally not going to occur. Tariffs are not going to cause inflation. They weren't the last time, and they won't be this time. It will simply be a somewhat typical cycle. That indicates to me that dips should be purchased. The cycle top is the peak that isn't topped early. Despite all the fucking noise on X, it's the worst. My God, I'm terrified. I'm terrified. We're far away. The chilly signal of risk. Are we overpriced? No. Model for valuing Bitcoin. Do we have too much value? No. Let's examine it in comparison to the 2017 cycle. Are we close to the summit? We're fucking close. No. Will we adhere to this precisely? No. On the basis of this, will we perform well? I believe so. We will have a stronger cycle than people anticipate, and I believe it will rhyme more than they anticipate. Over the past 16 years, almost all of the indicators have been pointing in the same direction. According to their predictions, this cycle will last for a fair amount of time, and the long-awaited quantitative easing, or QE, is also quite near. And I think that's probably one of the most ridiculous things you can do right now to start selling any asset, be it stocks, real estate, or cryptocurrency. It's similar to giving up 10 minutes before the finish line after waiting for years and years for something to happen. It is completely nonsensical. And that will be demonstrated by what Raoul is going to tell you all here, so pay attention. For those of you, I know, some of you who still bothered to trade stocks. The pattern is the same, I guess. With the exception of the new tech stimulus, Trump's policies are much the same, thus it's all like a rehash of the previous Trump. Thus, let's return. Although Julian discusses this in his presentation, I want to emphasize it to you. The last cycle has left you all with PTSD. It was over early. Will it occur once more? Will my money be lost? Will I also round trip all of my gains? Am I going to die for the rest of my life? Will I have to drink Bud Light, or may I have some champagne? Each of these tales. The market in the orange zone rises, correct. In 2021, however, it didn't, really. So what took place in 2021? The ISM peaked, Recall what Raoul said a minute ago. You should be concerned when the ISM peaks. The ISM did indeed peak in March 2020-2021. It peaked in earlier. Guess what? January and February 2018 is when Ethereum peaked. It also works every time in 2013. Where are we now? Oh, the bottom of the ISM. I don't even know what this chart is, so it's ridiculous of me to be concerned about the ISM regarding the market peaking. Oh, I see. Is this the first halving we've done, or have we only done an 8x from the low? From the low, we did an 85x and a 46x. As I mentioned, liquidity peaked in March 2021, and we're currently negative by this measure of liquidity. We're only positive if I use the global M2, but we're not even close to reaching a liquidity peak. The ISM peaked in 2021, as we have stated. Let's examine it. In March 2021, that was the situation. Take a look at that. As financial conditions deteriorated, the ISM, well, it peaked at more than 60. Let's now examine the present one. Are you ready, kids? The reverse. The green is bottoming out. The index of financial conditions will be moving in the other direction, and it went up a lot the last time we did this, etc. Here's the chart once more. And where is my banana zone, everyone asks? It didn't work. The banana zone appears to be a time frame and a nuanced price action because it experiences both bursts and corrections. Thus, last September was the beginning of the banana zone. The market appeared and proceeded as it always did. The adjustment following phase 1 of the banana zone. After the correction, phase 2 of the banana zone begins, and everything goes crazy. Then, guess what? It goes crazy. After the second correction phase, we go to the last blow-off top. Additionally, you must feel humiliated. Looking at that chart and seeing how tiny that squiggle is for the correction phase must make you feel ashamed of all your whining. You must feel humiliated. I didn't realize. You had purchased AI tokens which have since dropped 90%. I tried to let you know. Don't mess this up is the thesis I gave you. Avoid using leverage if at all possible. 90% of your portfolio should typically be in the top 5 cryptocurrencies. Generally speaking, you find that you should avoid FOMO and avoid foolish behavior. Be careful when storing your belongings to avoid being hawked. However, the majority didn't. You still have the chance to basically unfuck your future if you haven't been paying attention to the counsel Raoul is giving here. The same thing is what I always demand. Your portfolio should consist of 90% solid plays. We are discussing American-based cryptocurrencies that are transforming the market, such as XRP, HBAR, Caspa, and a few others. In my opinion, those are the best options. However, you will eventually lose all of your money if you go ahead and invest a lot of it in high-risk meme coins, AI coins, and other similar ventures. And sure, if you are diversifying, you may sometimes get really lucky. However, if you're investing 90% of your resources outside of that, you can definitely make a lot of money. So it's not really